Well, here's Tyler back with my Raw review for March 23rd. And, the Roman Punk stuff is getting heated up again and all that, but yeah. Let's get into it. It was in the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, so we'll get to that right about now. There were. Hold on once. Anyways. Um. They show a video package of what happened last week between Oberfang and during Brock Lesnar's open challenge and all that, and then out comes Brock Lesnar and all that, and with Heyman, of course. Heyman warns the crowd they piss off Brock Lesnar. The reason they're doing it is that they need to be honest with all that. Brock landed a waist, maybe 20 masked men, and got distracted by Seth Rollins and all that. And then out comes Obafemi, and Brock was going to F5 him. Then Oba reversed and clothesline him out of the ring. So yeah, you're making Obafemi look good against Brock Lesnar. This would be a good car crash match and all that. There was a Dominic video package, saying it's all Finn Balor's fault that he lost the Intercontinental Championship and all that. Anyways, and there's that. Then we have the World Tag Team Championships. The Usos versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. The match ends when they just attack Logan Paul, and Jay used the brass knuckles and cost the team to get disqualified, and they're going to have another match next week. Just don't get the belts to Logan Paul and Austin Theory, please. It was not a good match, I'm going to be honest with you. 2 out of 5, I'll give it. Anyways, then Becky Lynch comes out. They, says Lynch can't believe they boo her, and someone who abandoned them for a decade and all that. And Lynch came back to turn the title into the most important women's title of all time of wrestling and all that. She's proud of that title, and she wants to represent Lynch needs that title and all that. Anyways, then AJ Lee comes out, claims that, but then like Becky says she murdered the Divas era and ripped the butterfly wings off. No. Charlotte was the one who ended the title's lineage and all that. And then AJ Lee comes out, and all this is a set up a match between them at WrestleMania, so there's that. Anyways, Javon Miz defeats Grayson Waller. It was a pretty solid match, but who gives a shit about Grayson Waller? 3 out of 5 and all that. Anyway, and then Bull Eagle is outside the trainer's office. Paul Heyman walks on him. Heyman warns Pierce to do a match with the Usos to defend the tag titles against the Vision in a street fight. Oh, great. The Hall of Fame coming on Wednesday. This on WrestleMania weekend. I forgot to mention that Dennis Rodman's going to be in there. So there's that. Then Paul Heyman comes out, talks about, no one left to hide behind. Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker will not be back anytime soon. Brock Lesnar was so pissed that he left the arena and all that. Then there's a masked man, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins underneath the mask and all that. Then the Popo shows up and wants to eject Rollins away from Heyman. And then Seth Rollins just runs to the ring, punches Paul Heyman in the face, and gets arrested. That was hilarious. Seriously, Heyman was talking trash and all that. Rollins was just walking with the po-po. Yeah, po-po, Medea reference. Seth runs to the ring and punches Paul Heyman in the face and all that. And then Bayley and Lyra here defeat the Kabuki Warriors. They make Harrison look like a complete idiot to Asuka and all that. And Bayley and Lyra are going to attack how much next week. They're not going to win. This just okay. It's a 2 out of 5. I'll give it. Anyways, and then afterwards, like later on, Asuka was yelling at Kyrie again, and Io was trying to talk to them, and then Asuka, shouts at Kyrie and all that. Off camera, she shouts that off. This kind of reminds me when Homer yells at Bart all the time. Did you notice that? Anyway, Penta is warming up, and then I show Speed to start struggling with him. The same guy who got his shoe spears off by Braun Breaker and all that, and who rages a lot. Then Dragon walks up and greases up him and all that. And also Danhausen curses him. Curses I show Speed and all that. And then I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, then the Intercontinental Championship match between Penta and Dirty Dom again. Before that, significant attacks Liv Morgan and all that. Just keep the belt on steady. That's all I'm asking. And then Penta defeats Dominic because Finn Balor distracted him and all that. I'm getting tired of seeing Penta versus Dom all the fucking time. Can we just please? Keep the belt on Penta, that's all I have to say. It was actually a great match still. I give it a 3.5 and all that, but I'm getting tired of seeing it. And afterwards, Finn Balor attacks them both, and then Dom runs away, and Balor just beats up, JD Madonna, that's all I have to say. Anyways, then CM Punk comes out to address what happens, and then the Jey Uso comes out, and then Jimmy comes out, and Punk still talks trash, and then Roman Reigns. But for that, Punk has no shook that Reigns give the Samoan personnel to come after him, and then zero Samoans try him since and all that. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and then he beats the fuck out of CM Punk to end Monday Night Raw and all that. Yeah. Basically, he got his ass kicked and all that. And Roman and Punk is dealing with the reformation of the bloodline and all that. Yeah, Raw. Sorry for a little short video and all that, but it was meh. A C plus, I'll give it there. Tomorrow I'll do a special counter list. It's the hardest boss fights in games, so there's that. And yeah, and then Wednesday will be the final show before Night of Glory, the 2-night special and all that. Then Thursday, my second channel, subscribe notification on that one. You will see ECW Guilty as Charged 2001 for the last pit stop for the Ruthless Aggression WrestleManias. That's 21, 22, and 23. And also SmackDown will be on Friday as well and all that. So there. Bye-bye.